音楽めちゃめちゃ不安だけど。はい、始まりました。陽一中野チャンネル、シャーロック・ホームズ、ザ・デビルズ・ドーター、やっていきたいと思います。合ってる？デビルズ・ドーター合ってる？新規だね。はい。はい。なこれ。あ、難易度か。名探偵モード。顧問探偵。まあ、名探偵で、サクサク進んでいきましょう。やべ、ジャスミンのミルクティー。渋いな。あ、溜まってる。下に溜まってる。映像は綺麗だね。森で薄着で追われてる？なんだ？やべえじゃん。やべえじゃん。マンハント。あ、48時間前ね。
Oh, I do apologize. Am I disturbing you?
No, please. Do come in, Mrs.
My name is Miss Alice de Bouvier. I'm Mr. Holmes' new neighbor.
Oh, I didn't have the pleasure to...
Oh, Watson.
I am Dr. John Watson. Could we provide you with any assistance?
She is not the concern, Watson.
I'm... Then, what is this about?
That child standing sniffling behind her. Get rid of him, Watson.
But he is shivering with cold. And he is upset. What happened to him?
Little Tom knocked at the wrong door.
Oh, for crying out loud.
Oh, boy, come in. Warm yourself by the fire. Can I offer you a cup of tea, Mr. Bouvier?
Well,
It is not as though we are disturbing you.
彼は気にしませんか
Are
ら。
we?
I suppose not.
Since you are our new neighbor, it is perhaps better that you know what he's like.
You're starting to worry me.
Well, Mr. Holmes is relapsing. This illness that he has seizes him when he finds himself with nothing to do. He becomes completely asocial. And alas, this is a very
服装がおしゃれ。
difficult medically incurable case. Now this must stay between us.
Of course, I understand. How very sad.
But there is a cure, if only a temporary one. A thrilling inquiry. Most certainly. If he refuses this one, then his condition will worsen.
Oh, I am still here, you know. I didn't fall out of the window. Very well, then.
Thank you, miss.
顔。なぜここに来た？注意深く観察しながら相手の性格や境遇、起こった出来事を組み立てよう。はーい。赤い目。結膜炎？ 栄養失調。生まれは8歳。泣き晴らしため。トムは8歳。はい。まだ見れたでしょ。あ、じっと地図を読むことができる。なるほど。なんで片っぽだけ、腕細くね？先天性の異常かな？トム。妊娠中の母親の栄養失調が原因かもしれない。なるほど。なぜここに来たトム？
Now tell me, boy, what brings you here?
なぜここに来たんだい？
It's my father, sir.
行方不明なんです。
I don't know what to do.
父親の名前は？
What's his name?
George Hurst, sir.
ジョージ・ハースト。
Missing, eh? And what do the police say?
The police, they don't believe me. They say he's just abandoned me. But that's a lie.
いや、愛情深い両親だから。
Obviously. Your clothes are well mended and you can read. Your parents may be poor, but you are loved.
Yeah, well, it's just the two of us now. My mother died when I was a little one.
And that's just one more reason for not leaving you. Your father doesn't seem the irresponsible type. He's very good to you.
Well, that's right. But he has no fixed work, so he often takes odd jobs for the day. Because that's all he can find. Only this time, he didn't come home.
And when was the last time you saw him?
3 weeks ago. He left for a new job. But this time, he was acting a bit strange and angry.
Strange? In what way?
He said to me, "Son, I'm out on a special job. Don't you dare move from here." I think something went wrong.
3週間も？
3 weeks? That's a long time.
Well, every day I thought he would show up. And anyway, I can look after myself.
What were you thinking? You and your father are both at risk. You should have come to me much earlier.
I was afraid. I ain't got no family, and I've got no other place to go. If our landlord finds out that Father left me, he'll throw me out on the street.
Tom, you've been very resourceful. We shall be discreet.
If only my mother was still here.
行こ
Very well. Your address, please, Tom.
12 Dorset Street, the first floor, door E. It's in Whitechapel, sir. But
う。ホワイトチャペリドーセットストリート12番
You asked
地
for money, Tom.
2の E。
Your case seems to be the very medicine I need. I'll meet you there shortly.
Oh, thank you, sir.
ジョージ・ハーストの失踪について調査せよ。
Brave Toby, the best nose in the British Empire.
We need to help Tom find his father, Holmes.
じゃあ探そう。あ、着替えられるじゃん。着替えられるよね、これね。おー、いいね。クローゼット。普段着。外員かっこいいね。まあ、普段着で。すげえ。何これ。シャキン。うん。うん、ジェントル。
Some documents our adventures in here. My archive. I can always consult with it if needed.
書庫。あ、新聞とかか。なるほどね。
My archive. I can always consult
なるほ
with
ど、
it
ここ
if needed.
に過去の事件とかを新聞で残しとくってことだね。はい、じゃあ、なんだっけ、あ、地図があった、地図があった。
A map of London and its surroundings.
不老者の数が減少。うん。ワイドチャペル。うん。まあ、なんもないよね、まだね。はい。さあ、操
These
作には。
streets are too narrow for the cab. I'll have to walk.
hurry, I'm working. I can't open the door.
Dorset Street.
ここか。12の E っつってたっけ。2の E か。E 来た。
'Tis our home, Mr. Holmes. Please, sir, find my father.
Ah, so that's why you came to see me.
Tom probably reads at night. A collection of worn-out and second-hand books. George Hurst was providing his son with the best education that he could afford.
Father bought all those books for me. He didn't tell me, but I know that he pawned his coat for them.
The old Tabard pub, North Street.
The roof leaks all the time. Father used to fix it.
暗くてわかんねえよ。
Well, I can see the preparations for peasant soup. A clever concoction for somebody with apparently no culinary skills. Food's running low. It's already 3 weeks since George Hurst's disappearance. Tom probably reads at night. Tom probably...
Ah, so that's why you came to see me.
Tom probably reads at night. Tom probably...
いやいや。
A collection of worn-out and second-hand books.
Father bought all those books for me.
Tom probably reads at night. It's too dark. I can't see anything.
暗すぎて何も見えないなのフラグを立てないといけないのか。マジかよ。マジかよ。すげえな。
A leather satchel. What's in it?
いや、ジョージ、元気にしているか？まだ手のかかる息子を抱えながら仕事を見つけるの大変だろう。そこではこの手紙の坂本チラシと特殊、そこで何やら特殊な仕事の担い手を募集している男がいらっしゃる。お役に立つかもしれない。頑張れよ。
Just some old things. So that's...
酒場に行くってことかな？
Please, sir. My mother, sir. She died when I was very young.
I'm sorry, Tom. Hurst covered his bills ahead of time, thus providing Tom with security and sustenance.
「先払い」家賃を先払いしてる。
George Hurst's work was varied. He was evidently a hard-working and valuable hand. The old Tabard pub, North Street.
I hope you'll find my...
A collection of worn-out and second-hand books. George Hurst was providing his son with the best education that he could afford.
Father bought all those books for me. He didn't tell me, but I know that he pawned his coat for them.
"酒場はどこだ?」
Dorset Street.
「ノースストリートに行かなきゃいけないのかな?」
Dorset Street.
そうだね、ノースストリートに。 あはん。親父馬車を頼む。もう30分経つのマジで早ない。さっさと。
Glue. Probably.
チラシ。ノースストリート。これでノースストリート行けるようになったのか。オールドタバードパブに特殊な仕事の事情を調べよう。情報を調べよう。はい。OK。ハースの家完了。
Good day, Mr. Holmes.
Well, if it isn't young Wiggins. And I see you found yourself a job.
If you can call it that. I hate it. But if you've got any proper work for me...
I just might be in need of your assistance later. Wait here.
At your service, Mr. Holmes.
Whitechapel never changes. Dirt and beggars everywhere.
Whitechapel High Street.
The little one's over 70. I couldn't pay the rent last week.
Pumpkin, cabbage, cheap.
New Street. New Street. Commercial Street.
どこまで行かせんねんこれ。
Commercial Street.
What shall we do with the drunken sailor? What shall we do?
Chamber Street.
「人が普通に地べたに倒れてはる」
Union Street.
どこやねん、ノースストリート。
Old Montague Street.
Well, first of all,
どこやねん。
Old Montague Street. Old Montague Street. Old Montague Street. Chamber Street.
いや、これだけでハマれる。これだけでハマれるぞ、このゲーム。
Chamber Street.
what shall we do with the drunken sailor? What shall we do with the drunken sailor? What shall we do with the drunken sailor?
ご機嫌じゃねえかよ。
Commercial Street. Commercial Street.
いやいやいやいや、ちょっとなんかガイドみたいの普通あるでしょ。ないの？
New Street.
Pumpkin, cabbage, cheap.
I couldn't pay the rent last week.
Whitechapel never changes. Dirt and beggars everywhere.
「自分で探さないとダメってことだよね、これ。はあ。オッケーオッケー、戻ってきた戻ってきた。ノースストーリーじゃん。いやいやいや、ここの酒場じゃん。おい。ここじゃん。ざけんな、超簡単にあったわ。ちょっと待って、イライラがやばい。
I need to earwig to find out who.
Bosses beware. When we're screwed, we multiply.
10分ぐらい行って待ったんだけど。 まあ店主に聞き込みでしょ、こういう時は。あれ
？There's no one to eavesdrop on from here. There's no one to eavesdrop on from here.
That fellow who's offering the special jobs, he never drinks alcohol.
なるほど。Thanks。いい情報ありがとう。ハエが。
The man who's offering that special job has a proper set of mutton chop whiskers.
マトンチョップスのヒゲの男。マトンチョップスがわかんねえ。やばい。
Equality for the working class.
I'm glad I'm my own boss. I can complain only to myself. Or to Watson. So, the man I'm looking for has whiskers and never drinks alcohol.
こいつじゃね？ひげ、飲み物、水。
This must be the man that I'm looking for.
何かに悩んでるような。
Interesting. A missing person. I should find out more.
You see that gentleman? I need you to follow him and report back to me.
All right, Mr. Holmes.
Whitechapel never changes. Dirt and beggars everywhere.
いや、覗いただけでめっちゃ増えたけど。これやべえな、おい。
Pumpkin, cabbage, cheap.
They won't let me pass. I'll need to find another way.
Rich folk feed meat to their dogs. I can't even remember what...
Living costs are too much these days. My son has to work down the sewers. He's only 7.
さっき通ったからね、ここね。わしゃ。
Stupid kid! What are you waiting for?
Ah, boys from the Bruisers gang. Better keep out of their way.
Stop crying and get to work.
I'll be able to continue the chase if I climb up the chimney, but it's dangerous.
よし、行こ
Take a brush and get in there.
Please, you don't have to beat him. I'll do it.
Go.
う。なるほど。頑張れ頑張れ頑張れ頑張れ頑張れ。いやいや、これ難しいし、このゲーム。煙突脱出ゲーム、クソむずいんですが。いや、この難しいあれがゴーゴーゴーゴーゴーゴーゴーゴー。これはいった、これはいった、これはいった。オッケーオッケー。え？
He's still here. That's a relief.
バグか、そういうバグか。同時か、同時のやつか。めっちゃ警戒上がってんじゃん。どうやって降りんの？ いやいや、違う違う違う違う。あ、これか。わかりづらい。ちょー。
I've lost him.
やり直させてくれ。やり直させてくれ。覚えゲーだ。
He's still here. That's a
オッケーオッケーオッケー。来たこれ。地の利を生かせ。天才このゲーム。天才ちょ待って、俺が悪かったよー。いける、お前ならいける、頑張れ、お前ならいけるんだ、頑張れるんだ。出れた、よしよしよし、出れた、オッケー。天才、ゲームが天才すぎる。
What shall we do with the drunken sailor? What shall we do with the drunken sailor? What shall we do with the drunken sailor early in the morning?
ご機嫌じゃねえかよ。
No place to hide here. We'd better go through the yard.
Oi, what are you doing in my garden?
ごめんなさい、ごめんなさい、おばあちゃんごめんなさい。子供の足見ただけで何警戒してんのこいつ、やべえ。こうステルスキルとかできないのこれ。ヒャオヒャオっつって。
These shoes shine Jim from Chamber Street. Hey Jim, can you lend me your kit? I'm on a secret mission for Mr. Holmes.
Hurry up. Did you fall asleep? What are you doing?
Oh, I'm sorry, sir. I'm still learning.
靴の磨き方なんて知らねえし、ありがとう。
He's talking with a cabbie. I need to get closer. Damn! I need to find another one.
At last, the weather's good. Last week was freezing.
I'm praying it doesn't get cold again. I've no money for coal.
I can't lose him now. Ah, I've lost him.
どういうこと？押したで。連打？
I can't lose him now.
うわー！ナイスアクション。連打っぽかったな。いや、連打は連打って書いといてほしいな。それか何回か押してって書いといてほしい。これまあまあ楽しいぞ、このゲーム。そこそこ。そこそこ。まあまあ。神ゲー？めっちゃいい屋敷じゃん。
Interesting. What's going on in the yard?
いけちゃう。お邪魔します。お邪魔いたします。エージェント40なんたらみたいだね。ススススススス。
Ah, coat of arms.
紋章。おう、書いとけ。有能。お主有能だぞ。
Wow, a lot of expensive stuff.
お宝ばっかりだ。
It's too dangerous to enter. I can't see what's inside. It's too dangerous to enter.
お、窓。
Do only 2 people live here? I wish one was me. Bags of food. I like this house. Time to report to Mr. Holmes. Let's get outside before I get caught.
お邪魔いたしました。いいぞ。何か繋がってきたね。楽しいっす。そしてジャスミンミルクティー。ちょっと慣れてきたらちょっと癖になるな。うめえな、これ。やべえな。なんか飲まずにはいられない。ああ、始まらないのね。
Wigan's tale was quite unusual. What do you make of what he found, Holmes?
ちょ待って。家の中だから着替えさせてくれ。家の中だから着替えさせてくれ。あ、そのままドレッサーに行けるのか。なるほど。クローゼットへ。 あ、ドレス。あ、なるほど。簡単ですわ。はい。残念。残念な、シャーロック、残念なホームズだけど、これ。ワトソ君が、ホームズ ?What ホームズどうしたお前今日何か
Brave Toby, best nose in the British Empire.
トビーに吠えられんで、お前誰だよっつって、あわわわっつって。
Wiggins did a good job.
検索する。ああ、なるほどね。紋章を調べるってことか。はいはい。書庫で検索する。
That's not the one I need. 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 That's not the one I need.
記号
That's not the one. That's not the one I. That's not the one.
おお、マシュー家の紋章。現在の一族の代表者はエドワード・マシュー教。何かって知られ、ホワイトチャペル地区の貧民層の食料の供給や衣類などを提供している。宗教はかの有名な特別教育課程の創設者でもあり、貧しい人々に教育を受ける機会を与えている。
Here it is. So this man could be Lord Marsh. Huh. A lord who hangs around in a public house. Let's pay a visit to Lord Marsh. We'll pretend that we're interested in his charitable activities.
Mr. Holmes, you have a visitor.
Oh, just ask him to wait.
I'm afraid that won't be possible. This young lady refuses to wait for anything.
Young lady?
Father!
Caitlin!
Miss Caitlin's boarding school was flooded. Everyone was sent home.
As if it could smell any mustier.
My word, how is it possible that you have grown up so fast?
You'll be staying. Wherever will we put you?
Holmes, I'll give her my room, of course.
What do you have to say, Kate?
You're on a new case. A respectable lady who's being blackmailed? Or is it a love story between a prince and a suffragist?
However did you guess?
You will tell me, won't you, Father?
But you'll make Watson jealous.
All right, then. Have fun. I'll go and unpack. Will you help me, Mrs. Hudson?
あれがデビルズもドーター
It's wonderful to have Kate home. I wonder what connects Hurst and Marsh.
Brave Toby, best nose in the British Empire.
?牧師の格好でいいか。慈善事業好きそうだからな。 おー、牧師っぽい。あー、牧師っぽい。これでいこう。事前事業に興味は終わりかな。はい。行きましょう。まあでしょうね。
Time to report to Mr. Holmes. Let's get outside before I get caught.
Holmes, about Caitlin.
Yes?
She has grown up, hasn't she? Don't you think it's time to tell her?
To tell her what, Watson?
Well, about her father.
Never. Absolutely never. Do you hear me?
Holmes, you were responsible for the death of her father. You owe her the truth. She is old enough now.
I would lose her. Can't you see that? She must never know, Watson. Is that clear?
Holmes.
It won't and can't happen.
いや、実の子じゃなかったんだね。うん。なるほ
Time
ど
to
ね。
report to Mr. Holmes. Let's get outside before I get caught.
バグってんな、おい。
Let's get inside.
Let's get sending ない。ない。
Come in, please. Good day, gentlemen. Welcome to my home. How may I help you?
Good day to you, Lord Marsh. My name is Sherlock Holmes, and this is my friend and colleague, Dr. Watson.
Time to report to Mr. Holmes. Let's get outside before I get caught.
バグってんな、おい。充血してるな。
Time to report to Mr. Holmes. Let's get outside before I get caught. Time to report to Mr. Holmes. Let's get outside before I get caught.
病気なのか、こいつ。病気だな。狩猟クラブの一員。うん。やっぱ。
Time to report to Mr. Holmes. Let's get outside before I get caught.
バグってんな、おい。 家の中は暖かいにもかかわらず毛布をかぶっている。お邪魔でしたかな。
I hope we're not disturbing you. You are with your physician?
Yes, this is Dr. Reuben Fisher. But no, please, I'm intrigued by your visit, Mr. Holmes.
I'm glad to hear it. The last thing I'd wish is to upset the patient. Lord Marsh, can I just say that I admire all of your efforts in assisting the poor of London?
Yes. It is a war that we
肺の
must
病気じゃね。
fight on our streets and
呼
now
吸
too
が
from my home.
呼
You
吸が
must
変だ。
surely have noticed those bags full of items, clothing and books for the unfortunate.
Time to report to
That
Mr.
is
Holmes.
inspiration.
Let's get outside before
At
I
my
get
own
caught.
humble level, I too try my best to support those in need. I thought perhaps that I could be of some assistance.
I don't see why not. I already have the valuable assistance of Dr. Fisher, who happens to be my personal physician.
It's curious. Your face seems familiar to me, Doctor. Oddly, I'm associating it with Whitechapel?
Well done. You are right. I do occasionally frequent a few hostelries over there, would you believe it? Not that I am a drinker.
Time to report to Mr.
But
Holmes.
there,
Let's get
dressed as a
outside
working
before I get
man,
caught.
I can approach the other fellows to see if they might be interested in a special job.
A special job? May I ask what you're referring to?
Certainly. Since Lord Marsh began his special education program in 1889, he foresaw that such people would need an occupation of some kind. And so, with or without education, we propose these opportunities to work with Lord Marsh. It offers the less fortunate a chance to help make London a better place.
That's remarkable.
Yes, indeed. In order to truly see, one requires vision, yes? But also insight. And Lord Marsh
Time
has
to report
believed
to
this
Mr.
since he was
Holmes.
a child.
Let's get outside before I get caught.
Oh, Dr. Fisher makes it all sound so romantic. Let's close this topic.
Forgive me, Lord Marsh. You're looking very pale. Might I offer Dr. Watson's assistance?
That is kind of you. But I feel confident that I can provide Lord Marsh with the care that he requires.
How long have you been like this, my lord?
I'm fine, Dr. Watson. Don't fuss. It's only influenza. I'll be better in a few days. I can feel it already.
In that case, why are you taking such powerful painkillers?
Excuse me, what do you mean?
Time to report to
Mr.
Mr.
Holmes
Holmes.
is referring
Let's
to
get
the
outside
pills on
before
your
I get
table.
caught.
I'm sorry, but that's a medical confidentiality. Lord Marsh believes that he can help all these poor people.
Lord Marsh, hunting with his friends.
Time to report to Mr.
My
Holmes.
dear
Let's
comrades,
get
Lord
outside before I
Collins
get
and Lord
caught.
Harrington. If it wasn't for this godforsaken English malady, I'd be with those rapscallions right now.
All in due time, my lord.
Last year, 3 orphans were put through medical college. Thanks to Lord Marsh and the special education program, a great many poor people will have a second chance in life. I've never heard of
Time
this
to
man.
report to Mr. Holmes. Let's get outside before I get caught.
I've never heard of this man. John Strobridge. I've seen this name before. It was on a missing persons poster. I can't quite work it out. Do you have any idea as to the number of people who might owe you their lives?
Oh, don't embarrass me, Mr. Holmes. But indeed, these people have become like a family to me.
That would be
Time
a
to
very
report to
large
Mr.
family,
Holmes.
I
Let's
imagine.
get outside before I get caught.
Yes, the list would be longer than any of your short stories. As for how large, well, Fisher is the one who keeps record.
Might we take a glance at the list?
I regret that is impossible. It is confidential.
I quite understand. We'll most I shall take my leave then. I thank you.
Likewise, Mr. Holmes.
I'm intrigued by the special education program.
I've never seen so many provisions for the poor, and certainly not in a... It appears that Lord Marsh spent a great deal of his money on aiding the poor. Humanitarian aid for an orphanage. Aid for the paupers of Lambeth Workhouse.
Time to report to Mr. Holmes. Let's get outside before I get caught.
I'm gratified by your interest in my charity. You're the first who has offered to help. Despite my title, yes, I have to share my home with these bags full of food for the poor. I'm gratified by your interest in my charity. You're the first who has offered to help.
Time to report to Mr. Holmes. Let's get outside before I get caught.
A provision dealing with the paupers of Whitechapel.
Lord Marsh believes that he can help all these poor people.
I'm intrigued by the special education program.
Locked.
I'm gratified by your interest in my charity.
これで終わりか? FPS モードになってるけど、さっき TPS だったじゃん。まあ、いっか。
Mr. Holmes, do you have any news about my father?
Tom, not so fast. I wanted to ask you if you remember your father mentioning anything about a special education program.
An education program? No, he only talked about a special job.
What's this box, Tom?
Oh, yeah. I just found it, Mr. Holmes. It was ever so well hidden. I've no idea why.
Well done, my boy. It could prove very helpful.
子供が有能。
A ramrod to clean a rifle. Wolfjack. Looks like a military badge. This oil can also be used on weapons. Tom, does your father own a rifle?
A rifle? No. If he had, he would have shown it me.
I'm sure that he wouldn't have shown it you. I need to find this rifle. This scrap of cloth was used to oil a firearm. Tom, does your father have any other property?
No. Well, at least I don't think so.
I have to take Toby. He'll take a sniff of the
お
oil.
お、
We'll find that.
犬も使う。
That's not the one I need. That's not the one. That's not the one I need. Here it is.
いや、FPS モードになってっけど。
Holmes, we need to help poor Tom.
Come on, Toby. It's time for you to earn your keep.
生活費を稼ぐ時間だとか言って。あ、トビかわいいね。
Watson? I prefer to visit Lord Marsh. I'm worried about the condition of his health. I prefer to visit Lord Marsh. I'm worried about the condition of his health.
Search, Toby, search.
カリカリ落としてんの超可愛いんだけど。
It's only a garden shed. Let's go on.
目つき。
What's in there?
いや、残念。イケメンが残念すぎるんだけど。
People use this cellar for storage. Nothing that could interest me.
急にホラー要素？いや、まさか。
Just some old things. It's not here.
もう死体でってこと？
Ordinary store. Just rub it. Oh. Tom's photograph. Let's try to get inside. There's no space for this lockpick. There's no space for this lockpick. There's no space for this lockpick. There's no space for the...
ん？どうやって操作したかいまいちわからん。ハンチング棒じゃね？違うか。
Let's compare this list with the evidence that we found earlier. This is the list of selected participants for October's special education program. According to this poster, John Strobridge is missing. Let's compare them with people from Hearst documents. News clippings on Lords in the education program. Why are they here? This is the list of selected participants. According to this... Let's compare them with people from Hearst documents. This man appears in both documents.
全員いなくなってんじゃん。
All the people in Marsh's document are marked and dated in George Hurst's files.
S 班の人だけいなくなってんね。退役軍人だったんだね。
This case must have been full of cartridges. There was something on the stand. There was a rifle here. George Hurst took it with him. A map of Epping Forest. A map of Epping Forest.
まだある。 なるほど。あ、変装してくんの忘れた。
Time to report to Mr. Holmes. Let's get outside before I get caught.
いやいやいや、ぶっ壊れてんな、おい。
Holmes, what are you doing here? What are you planning?
A mission of my own. You must play the role of the conscientious doctor while I sneak inside Marsh's house. That's the only way of helping little Tom.
あ、戻った。すすすすすすす。
Time to report to Mr. Holmes. Let's get outside before I...
一回ロードするわ。ふざけんなよ。
Time to report to Mr. Holmes.
ダメでしょ。
Let's get outside before I get caught.
The window is firmly shut. The window is firmly shut.
Time to report to Mr. Holmes. Let's get outside before I get caught.
How can I help you?
I came to visit Lord Marsh.
What for?
I would very much like to see Lord Marsh, if you please.
Oh, you're so clumsy. Can you please not...
I have to visit Lord Marsh and offer him my services.
Fisher, please,
Time to
allow
report to Mr.
Dr.
Holmes.
Watson
Let's
to
get
enter.
outside before I get caught.
Good job, Watson. Let's see how hard to crack this safe is.
Doctor, it appears that you were impatient to pay me another visit.
Time to report to Mr. Holmes.
Indeed.
Let's get outside
Will you
before
allow
I
me
get
to
caught.
examine you? A second opinion, so that the great Lord Marsh does not become the late Lord Marsh.
Since you put it that way, very well.
Shall I retire to your office, Lord Marsh?
No, please, Doctor. I insist that you stay. I shall need your assistance.
Will you break anything else?
I'll try my best.
Mr. Holmes?
Time to report to Mr. Holmes.
What
Let's
are you
get
doing
outside
here?
before I get caught.
Will you break anything else?
I'll try my best.
いや、今隠れたっしょ。
Time to report to Mr. Holmes. Let's get outside before I get caught. Time to report to Mr. Holmes. Let's get outside before I get caught.
Lord Marsh is a keen hunter. Lord Marsh is a keen hunter.
Time to report to Mr. Holmes. Let's get outside before I get caught. Time to report to Mr. Holmes. Let's get outside before I get caught. Time to report to Mr. Holmes. Let's get outside before I get caught.
時間制限やったらきつかったね、これは。
Time to report to Mr. Holmes. Let's get
November
outside before I
7th.
get caught.
This means that the meeting is planned for today.
I'd suggest that your current weakness is perhaps more than a simple case of influenza, Lord Marsh.
Where might your companion be, Dr. Watson?
Oh, he's busy poking his nose into other people's business, I'm sure.
Time to report to Mr. Holmes. Let's get outside.
Dr. Watson, what are you doing?
My lord, I'm sorry to interrupt, but I must remind you about your meeting.
Is it already time? My apologies, Dr. Watson, but we are expected elsewhere. Might we offer you a lift?
You are going out? I'm not sure that's wise in your condition.
I value your opinion, but misery never rests, and I am needed.
Time to report to Mr. Holmes. Let's get outside before I get caught.
Lord Marsh. I'll send you my diagnosis, Dr. Fisher.
Thank you, Dr. Watson. Farewell.
全然まだここでっかいのが真相でしょきっと。まあええわ。そして第一章が全然終わらない。サクサク進むもんじゃねえの普通。
Watson, what are you doing at my table?
I just need to check one thing about Lord Marsh. My intuition tells me that Lord Marsh is hiding something about his disease. His cough, in addition to his fever and his usage of strong painkillers, leads me to believe that he is seriously ill. Let's study it more closely. Sputum with tiny drops of blood. I could take a sample and examine it under the microscope. I need to take a sample of it using the glass rod.
ガラス棒。
Let us apply chemicals to color the sample. I need a pipette. Now, let's examine the colored sample under the microscope. Mycobacterium. It appears that Lord Marsh is seriously ill. Holmes, this is no longer a laughing matter. It is just as I feared. Lord Marsh is suffering from tuberculosis.
You don't say.
Yes, I do say. And Holmes, he will die if he is not transferred to a sanatorium as soon as possible.
And yet both Lord Marsh and Dr. Fisher are doing their best to hide this fact. How interesting.
But why?
Why indeed, Watson?
Oh, but... Oh, dear God. You don't think that Lord Marsh contracted tuberculosis while aiding the poor? How terrible. I have a commitment that I can't possibly cancel. Holmes, during my absence, please be extremely careful. This disease is highly contagious. And remember that we have women at home.
Thank you, Miss Alice. Until later.
I'll see you soon, Caitlin.
Where have you been?
Our neighbour lent me a book. She is so kind. I think she likes you.
I doubt that.
How is your investigation going?
It's going. Dracula?
Yes. It's forbidden reading at my boarding school. Did you know?
Well, well.
Well, well.
This is so romantic.
That's not the one I need. That's not the one I... That's not the one I need. That's not the one I need. That's not the one I... That's not the one I need. Here it is. Cranston's Oak is in Epping Forest. That's the place indicated on George Hurst's map. Let's try to find the place from the hand-drawn map.
え、会うとこあんのこれ。ちょっと待って、絶対ないでしょ、こんなの。ここが。絶対ないでしょ、これ。ちょっと待ってくれ、助けてくれ。助けてくれ。いや、こう苦手、こういうの。
Here it is. Drat. I'll need to hurry if I want to find out what's going on at the forest.
当たった。
Father, that boy Wiggins, does he come here very often?
He helps occasionally in some of my cases. Why do you ask?
I'd like to talk to him.
Talk to him?
Father, back at school there are only girls to talk to, and they are so boring. I'm sure Wiggins has lots of exciting stories to tell about his life in London. It would be so romantic.
Caitlin, you know that Wiggins hasn't had the most fortunate life.
That only makes him more interesting.
Oh, Kate.
I'll leave you alone now.
おー、すげえ、繋がってく。
Well, well. Sweet slumber after a hard-working day. On my pillow.
これ終わるの？あ、オープニングのとこじゃん。え？やば。
Let's see how long you can stay alive.
痛い。
Is that your blood in the snow?
どうしてこうなった？どうしてこうなった？いや、めっちゃ近くなって、めっちゃ近い。
Where is he?
He was poor. He was poor. This man was killed recently. The body
お
is
い、
still
マジ
warm.
かよ。マンハントじゃねえかよ。
Find him.
痛え。気が触れてる。
Where is he? Hungry today.
こっちか。痛い。は？
I like to call this the swamp of despair.
なるほど。なるほど。ワイには分かるんや、道が。あそこの木まで行って隠れる。いやー、いけるか。
Don't worry, no one's going to find your body.
ケーオッケーオッケー。
I'm following your tracks. You won't get far.
He was killed by a shot to the forehead. My God, it's Lord Harrington's body. My health is deteriorating. I need to dress my wound.
Ah, 小屋がある。ナイス。
The Quartermain Club. This must be Lord Marsh's cabin. This will help to dress my wound. Someone's coming, I better hide.
Breathe, Lord Marsh. It's almost over.
Who are you?
George Hurst from the 1st Lovett Scouts, here to deliver justice.
An old soldier. How ironic. Did we refuse you on our special education program?
It's true, I was refused. An old wounded soldier is useless to you, but he can still be dangerous.
We hunted a lot in these woods, but I didn't expect to become the prey. I have lived a grand life without any limits set by others. I will die a happy man, so you won't see me begging you festering wretch.
Prepare to meet your maker.
Hmm? いや、繋がらねえな、これ。 まあ有罪でしょ。
George, lower your rifle, please, for Tom's sake.
Holmes! My, an almost worthy opponent.
Tom? My Tom? If you've endangered my lad in any way, you will pay dearly.
I assure you that Tom is safe in London with a well-trusted friend. And now it's time to end this.
By all means.
George, listen to me. If you're seeking an apt punishment and vengeance, killing Marsh will give him exactly what he wants. He would die knowing that he had fulfilled his life through his absolute control of it. But if you allow Marsh to live and be arrested, he will suffer a punishment far greater than you or I could deliver. His ball and chain will be the debilitating tuberculosis. It will drag him painfully and slowly to his demise behind bars.
You're mad! You're both mad!
Let's go and find Tom.
Not just yet. See, Lord Marsh, you will die here, although not by the gun. You'll die slowly.
Don't do this, George.
Detective, take a look here.
This is how you became sick, Lord Marsh. The beheading of your victims who were suffering from tuberculosis was what infected you. Poetic justice.
Holmes, you cannot fully understand why we helped so many and sacrificed a few. But don't let me die like this. Just kill me now.
Mr. Hurst, you have already served brutal justice to Lord Harrington and I hope Lord Collins and Dr. Fisher. Taking that into consideration, you may as well kill Lord Marsh and end the Quartermain Club completely. No loose ends.
なるほどね。一つの事件でいろいろな結論が出る。ね、別の結論を導き、出す。別の結論を出す。結論を受け入れる。結論を確認する。要は、ジョージが支援のためにね、貴族と人間を飼っていた、貧民を飼っていたっていう結論もできるってことだね。まあ、この結論は受け入れましょう。最終的に完了します。第1話2時間20分かかりました。緑の研究。ファーデビルズ・ドーター。
Yes! Well done, Watson!
Holmes, you're playing bowls? Indoors?
Not just any old bowls, Watson. Lawn bowling.
Seriously? With your injury? Oh, no.
ハドソンさんに殺されるぞ。
Well, that's it for now. Time to go. Would you care to join me?
You're incorrigible. And where are we going, Holmes?
I'm participating in the final stage of the annual tournament held by the London Archaeological Institute's bowling club. It's an official invitation. I'll just need to dress suitably and then we can leave.
チャンピオンはアフロでしょ。お、チャンピオンっぽいね。これでいこう。どうも、チャンピオンです。じゃあ、ローンズボールやっちゃおう。これか。ルーベン・フィッシャーお咎めなしかね。マジかよ。
Mr. Holmes, you played very well yesterday. I'm obliged to you, Sir Charles. I play many outdoor sports. That's the key to my success. My friend Dr. Watson has decided to join me. Really? Mr. Holmes, would you like to see the first prize? A rare stone Mayan Quiche calendar.
Mayan Quiche?
Indeed. Their legendary king, Tekun Uman, has his statue just behind you. Although this one is a cast metal copy.
That? Oh.
Well, since only members may enter the clubhouse, we have exhibited the calendar outside. Please, explore. The statue of Tekun Uman.
Good luck, Holmes.
This statue is made of metal.
What a beautiful day for November.
I'd like to win the Mayan calendar. It's a beautiful work of art.
Mr. Holmes, I'm glad you are my opponent for the final. People call me...
This'll keep Watson happy.
Ah, Mr. Holmes. Are you ready to begin the final game?
Yes. Let's start the final.
Congratulations on your game, Mr. Holmes. Exceptional. The awards ceremony will be tomorrow morning. See you then to receive your prize of the calendar. I trust you will be there as well, Dr. Watson?
Unfortunately, I'll be unable to attend tomorrow. Duty calls.
Ah, what a pity.
Let's go home.
See you tomorrow, Mr. Holmes.
Only club members have access.
Oh, Daddy!
Hello, Mr. Bouvier.
Hello, Mr. Holmes.
Well, Caitlin?
Your costume!
Oh, don't you like it?
Oh, I do!
Caitlin, come on. Show some respect for your father.
You know, Father, Miss Alice was telling me all about her travels. She has already toured the world with her own father.
Your daughter is exquisite.
And just to think that she was aboard the Orient Express when it was attacked. What a dream.
Indeed.
She's so creative and imaginative. And that reminds me, would you allow Caitlin to visit me so that she can practice playing the piano?
It's very kind of you, but I decided that Caitlin should stop playing the piano.
Mother, why did you say that?
Caitlin, we are neighbours. We'll meet again. Until then, I shall leave you with this book.
Thank you, Miss Alice.
That's not the one. That's not the one I. That's not the one I need. That's not the one I need. That's not the one I need. Here it is.
The statue did it. It killed Zacharias.
Calm yourself now, Sir Charles. You've had a shock. Let the police do their duty.
What can a mere inspector like you do about it? You don't know anything.
A mere inspector? Pshaw. And now here comes Mr. Holmes.
Lestrade, are you here to receive a prize as well?
Very amusing, Holmes. You can go home. The ceremony's been cancelled. We've got a murder scene here.
Really? And to think I only came here for my prize.
I know, Holmes. I saw your name on the list of finalists. So go away.
You're not going to congratulate me?
What? Do you really think I'm that naive? You turning up out of the blue and then bam, a murder? There's a surprise.
Oh, you're making a spectacle of yourself, Lestrade. Let's just pretend that I'm a simple consultant, your humble assistant.
Oh, all right then. A club member, Mr. Zacharias Greystoke, was killed at around 4 in the morning. There. Now, don't mess around.
I promise that I won't, Inspector. What do you make of the facts?
It's quite clear. The murderer intended to steal the Mayan calendar. He was caught by Zacharias Greystoke. He then took up the first weapon that came to hand, the statue's spear, and killed Greystoke. Then he fled, just as Sir Charles was coming out of the club. Unfortunately, we've been unable to find any trail beyond the club's wall. It's as if the murderer vanished into thin air. Well, take a look for yourself.
Did you search the clubhouse?
What for? The murder took place outside. You're still here?
This spear came from the statue on the pedestal. The case is scratched and dented. The case is scratched and dented. Tissot watch, Swiss, 1855. This watch is valuable and old. It's been through a great deal. Dry leaves. They make a noise. Zacharias probably walked across them. Money was left inside the wallet. Zacharias' folder with some documents. These drawings represent the Mayan symbols. All valuables were left on the victim. The strike was powerful and well aimed.
Can I help you, Mr. Holmes?
If I believed Lestrade, this Mayan calendar was the reason behind the murder. Sir Charles, are you able to tell me in detail what happened?
Ah, Mr. Holmes. Well, to prepare for the awards ceremony, I decided to spend the night here at the club. I was sitting alone at my desk when I suddenly heard a loud, metallic sound and a terrible shout. I hurried outside and well, I found the body of Zacharias. And I swear it, I saw the statue of Tekun Uman running away.
You saw the statue running?
It was dark, but yes, I'm sure of it. It was running, and it was making the most horrible metal sound as it did so. And can't you see, the pedestal is now empty.
Did you know the victim?
Yes, of course. It was Zacharias Greystoke. He is... was a club member, and an excellent bowler.
But why was he here so early in the morning?
Oh, I don't know.
Sir Charles, where did the Mayan calendar come from?
It was donated anonymously. We received it shortly before the tournament, with a letter asking that it be awarded to the winner.
Is the calendar valuable?
Not really. It has historical value, of course. To be truthful with you, Mr. Holmes, it isn't worth very much.
May I go in the clubhouse?
It's members only. I cannot authorize anyone unless that person has a written warrant from the police. A murder at my club. What a A murder at my club. What a disaster for our reputation.
Can I help you, Mr. Holmes?
Traces of metal on stone. Traces of metal on stone. The statue of... The surface is damaged. Traces of metal on stone. The iron mounting rod is broken. It looks like the statue broke away from its pedestal. And what about the statue?
No idea yet. I imagine a thief must have taken it somehow.
Right, so they were thieves, and they were very well equipped?
Yes, must have been. Then there's also Sir Charles's version, but...
Please, go on.
He said this morning that he was alone at his desk when he heard a shout. He went outside and saw Greystoke lying on the ground, and... believe it or not, he said that there was no one else on the green that night but the statue itself running away.
You mean that the statue might have killed the victim? Interesting.
Absurd, more like. Besides, it was dark and foggy.
So, somewhat like your version, then.
You're still here?
At your service, Mr. Holmes.
Scratches on the stone. No, it wasn't like that. It looks as if Zacharias was killed the moment he approached the calendar, and killed by the spear from Tikkun Uman's statue that jumped from its stand and escaped over the wall.
At your service, Mr. Holmes.
Scratches on the stone. A broken branch. Somebody jumped into the tree and then over the wall. Only club members have access.
A murder at my club. What a disaster for our reputation.
Well, Holmes, your conclusions as my consultant?
My conclusions are approximate to Sir Charles's testimony.
Oh dear, you think the statue did it?
Everything points to the fact that the spear was thrown from the pedestal, and Mr. Greystoke appeared not to notice the killer.
Indeed. The journalists will be ecstatic about your version.
I would like to examine the victim and take a look at his belongings.
Oh, you've amused me at least, Mr. Holmes. Very well. I'll grant you authorization for the examination at Scotland Yard, but nothing more.
3時間経ってしまったんで、今日この辺にしたいと思います。次回ね、スコットランドヤードで、遺体と遺品を調べよう。これやっていきたいと思います。いやー、これやめときわかんねえな。はい、それでは、次回この続きからね、やっていきます。バイバイ。